Most service business owners have this backwards. They think their website problem is about design or SEO or not having enough testimonials. But after working with service businesses on their websites, I can tell you the real problem is something completely different. Look, if you're a service-based business owner and your website feels more like an expensive digital brochure than a client-generating machine, you're not alone. Most business owners focus on the wrong things when it comes to their website. And after working with businesses like mental health clinics, IT companies, and travel services, I've seen the same patterns over and over again. There are specific reasons why some websites generate consistent leads and others just sit there looking pretty. I'm Jeffro, and I help service businesses turn their websites into revenue-generating engines. And today, I'm going to walk you through the 3 hidden mistakes that are killing your website's ability to bring you clients. Mistakes that most web designers don't even address. So by the end of this video, you'll understand why your current website isn't working, how to spot the warning signs that your site is bleeding potential customers, and most importantly, what to do about it. Now, this is something that most people completely miss about websites. A website is not a glorified business card. It's a business tool. It's a business asset. It should be one of your most productive members of your marketing and sales team. Your website's job, if it's a business website, is to convert visitors into clients. And the design of it, the way it looks, the colors, the layout, that should help support the messaging, not overshadow it and not distract from it. Because I've seen a lot of beautiful websites that actually hurt conversion when they prioritize aesthetics over usability, or they just kind of overwhelm people with fancy things and animations coming in, and people are just they're overwhelmed. They're not going to read any of that. So a lot of business owners do get distracted by these visual elements when they're doing their own website. They see what's available in the widgets and the tools, and they're like, oh, that's cool. Let me add that. Ooh, a carousel. And they focus on the colors, the fonts, these animations. And meanwhile, these core conversion elements get ignored or buried. And it might just be because they didn't know any better, but the result is they get a pretty site that doesn't generate business. And that's not where we want to be. To give you some examples, I've done redesigns for mental health clinics, an IT company, travel companies. There's specific things to change, but you have to think about it in the context of what works for each industry. So for mental health, for example, we try to pick colors that are warm and inviting, not ones that feel more cold and harsh. Obviously, we want to make people feel comfortable coming to this clinic, talking to the providers, sharing their struggles, feeling like this is a safe place where they can get help. And the way we laid out the site, we had some gradients and the messaging, everything was kind of keeping that in mind. Who are we talking to? What are they going through right now? How can we best connect with them? Obviously, then the IT company has a very different style of design. It's more crisp and clean, it's contemporary. A lot of the elements are very different that we chose because we're talking to a different crowd and a different headspace. And so you have got to focus on the messaging first, then you can get the design to support that. And then you implement all the functional pieces, the custom integrations or the fancy forms or whatever else. But the main goal here is not just to make a site that looks good, it's to make a site that works, that represents your company well, and that draws people in, that connects with the right prospects. So conversion-focused design is going to have clear call to action buttons that stand out and that make sense within the page and that don't feel pushy. It's going to be easy to navigate. It's going to guide the visitors how to contact you or how to take the next step. Download a guide, whatever it is, try a demo, and it's going to load quickly because people don't like waiting and people give up so easily. You don't want to give them reasons to leave. So make sure your site is optimized to load quickly on desktop and on mobile. Make sure it looks good on mobile, has a simple layout. You're not trying to do too many things at one time. Now, some people think that branding doesn't matter. It does. And branding is more than just the visual elements, but professional appearance is still important. People will judge you based on your website. Obviously, it has to look good. It has to look professional. You can't have a site that your cousin did for free for you because you were trying to save money. It's not going to look the same. But professional also doesn't have to mean overcomplicated. Simple and clear design often looks more trustworthy than having things that are too busy or there's not enough white space in between the sections, so they're getting hit with a wall of text. And if you're wondering whether your website prioritizes the right things, stick around. I've got a way to help you figure that out at the end. Now, beyond the design itself, there's something that's even more important, and this principle alone can transform how people respond to your website. So the main thing I want you to understand is that generic messaging is not going to connect with anyone. And it seems obvious when I say that, but I look at so many websites. I've audited hundreds of websites, and I see generic headlines all the time. If you're trying to sound professional or appeal to everybody, meaning you don't have a specific niche, you're not going to connect with anyone. And if you solve a specific problem, you need to have a specific solution. So you should talk about that with specificity. Visitors are going to trust the businesses that understand their exact situation. So when you're talking to them using the language that they have in their head about the problems they're going through, that's when it's going to click for them. And they're going to say, yes, this guy gets it. I want to hire him. He's the one to help me. Not because you were the cheapest or explained your service the best. It's because they connected with you. The way you talk to them about the problem means they knew that you understood them. They want to feel like you are a safe choice. So here's a quick test. If you can copy paste your headline onto your competitor's site and no one would notice, that's a problem. That means your headline is not specific enough. It doesn't mention your target audience or what they're going through. That means there's room for improvement. So let me give you a real example of what I mean. I worked with a CRM company called Rad CRM, and when I first saw their site, their headline said, "Welcome to Rad CRM, the mortgage platform built to build your realtor relationships." Now, that's not terrible, but it's not great either. First of all, welcome to Rad CRM doesn't add any value. They can already see the logo in the corner, and built to build your realtor relationships is kind of wordy and generic, and it doesn't immediately tell you the main benefit. So we changed it to the CRM for loan officers to close more loans, right? And then underneath we said, with deep LOS integration and built-in automation, Rad CRM streamlines every step from referral to funded loan so nothing falls through the cracks. You see the difference? Like, now we have a very clear headline that immediately conveys what it is, a CRM, who it's for, loan officers, and why they want it, close more loans. Then the subheading dives into their differentiator and paints a picture of what life is like with this platform. So if you're a loan officer and you read those 2 lines, you're already interested. Now, your ideal clients have specific pain points and concerns. They're not just looking for services. They have particular problems that they want solved. And that's why speaking to those specific problems is going to build instant credibility, because you no longer sound like every other option out there. Suddenly, you're in their head speaking what they've been feeling. You're putting words to it. So use your industry experience, use your expert knowledge, and draw from the past work that you've done with clients. Look at the testimonials they've given you. What things keep coming up? What do they say about working with you that made them feel like they could recommend you to someone else, or that they liked working with you? These are often the things that are going to be consistent with your target prospects who are going to have the same or similar feelings or fears or goals. And by using that same language, it's going to attract more of those people. Now, some people are afraid of turning others away if they get too specific, but that's actually a feature, not a bug. If you get specific enough, the wrong people self-select out. So they won't waste their own time, and it doesn't waste your time. The last thing you want to do is get on a call and find out, oh, this person doesn't have budget, or oh, they're not a good fit for some other reason. Now they'll know within the first few sentences on the website whether or not this is for them. It's best for your prospects to be pre-qualified like this, because if they keep reading through everything and then still connect with you, now you know you've got a good lead that's going to fit your qualification, and you can pre-qualify them further in your booking form for scheduling a call. Ask them the specific questions like what budget you have set aside, or how soon do you need this fixed, whatever it is. That way you only get on the call with people who are serious and interested in talking to you. These are going to be the right people, and you already know their questions going into the call. So don't be afraid of turning people away. It's more about attracting the right people, the qualified leads, and niching down, focusing on a specific target that's going to allow you to connect to those people and actually grow your business more than if you just keep trying to talk to everybody. But even if your messaging resonates perfectly, there's still one critical element, and this is where most websites lose potential clients. Visitors need to know exactly what to do next. Many sites leave people hanging without clear direction, or they dump so much information in front of visitors that they don't know where to go. This creates decision paralysis, and people in that situation typically choose to do nothing. They leave and look for someone else where the next step is more obvious. A complete website will have multiple options for people, but the goal of your homepage is to get people to the right place as quickly and efficiently as possible. The hero section and headline bring them in. That's step 1, confirming they're in the right place. Step 2 is getting them to the appropriate service page, contact page, or lead magnet page. If you have multiple audiences, don't try to speak to all of them at once. Instead, use clear navigation. You can say, investors click here, clients click here, interested in a demo click here. Make it easy for them to choose, and then speak directly to their specific pain points and desires on that targeted page. The next step must match the visitor's commitment level. Is this a high-ticket service or something more accessible? This affects how you phrase your calls to action. So instead of buy now for an $8,000 service, try learn more about our process or book a strategy call. You got to match the commitment level you're asking for to where they are in their decision-making process. Conversion happens when the path forward is obvious, easy, and feels natural. You need to remove friction between interest and action, make the next step feel low risk, and guide visitors through your process instead of making them guess. When someone visits your page, they're subconsciously asking 3 questions, and you need to answer them immediately. This is why your headline is so critical. The questions are, what do you do? How will it help me? And what do I do next? Most sites handle the first question reasonably well. They say things like, we fix roofs, or Los Angeles top plumbers. The second question is where you add benefits and differentiation. We'll be there in 30 minutes, or guaranteed on-time service. Whatever your unique promise is, that's where it belongs. Now the third question, what do I do next, is where many sites fail completely. They list all their information and services, and then maybe at the bottom of the page, almost as an afterthought, they include their email. know. But you need to be crystal clear about next steps. Otherwise, visitors won't take action because they don't see the button or don't understand what happens when they click it. You can have multiple buttons throughout the page, and you can rephrase the call to action several times to make sure it registers, but don't dilute your options. Don't give too many choices when you're trying to get them to take one specific action. Let me give you a real example of how powerful this can be. For one of our clients, Innovative IT Solutions, we applied these principles to their SEO and content strategy. We started writing blog posts that linked back to their service pages with clear calls to action, targeting specific long-tail keywords their prospects were searching for. We also improved their messaging and calls to action throughout the site to eliminate confusion, and in the first 60 days, we increased their website traffic over 35 times. That's over 3,500% increase in website traffic. Good things happen when you reduce the friction between interest and action. Just make it obvious what the next step is. Now, remember, your website is never truly finished. You want to create a better version, test it, then make it even better. This is why people talk about A/B testing or split testing. You might test whether scheduled consultation converts better than book your free 30-minute strategy call. Test one element at a time, keep what works better, then test something else. This should be an ongoing process. Never assume your website is perfect. Always be looking for ways to improve performance. Your website isn't bringing you clients because it's focused on looking good instead of working well. It's trying to appeal to everyone instead of speaking to someone specific, and it's leaving visitors hanging without a clear next step. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, this explains everything about my website, and you're ready to turn your site into a client-generating machine, I want to invite you to book a free strategy call with me. On this call, we'll take a look at your current website, we'll identify the specific issues that are costing you leads, and we'll create a clear action plan to fix them. Whether that's working together on a complete redesign or just getting you pointed in the right direction, we'll figure out the best path for your business. You can book that call using the first link in the description. I do only take on a limited number of projects each month, so if your website is holding back your growth, please don't wait. Now, what questions do you have about your website? Drop them in the comments below. I'll read every single one and I'll answer them in upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.